Oh, what a great music bus this is. Episode 409. So much fun that was. 410 can only be better because it's being driven by that young Beatles fan, Spencer Griffin.
Shotgun 410.
Indeed. All right. It was very hard for me to select from the 8 songs that I discovered last week. I'm not going to do all 8, but out of them, I'm going to do 6. I'm going to try to go as quick as I can. I don't want to leave Charlie or Don hanging. So first, Classical by Vampire Weekend. Anyone who knows Vampire Weekend knows that this song is not going to be classical music, but the title of the song is interesting. It refers to both the music style and to classical society. It's a very politically driven song lyrically. Different cultures clashing with one another. And it's also different styles clashing with one another. It's Baroque pop and jazz and rock and synth pop and soul all in one single song. Vampire Weekend's a pretty interesting band to begin with. A lot of their stuff kind of reminds me of like later era Paul Simon or Police kind of stuff. Very kind of reggae driven. Happiness by the Heavy Heavy, not to be confused with The Heavy. They're different groups. The Heavy Heavy is a group kind of like the Mamas and the Papas or Fleetwood Mac, where there's equal parts male and female vocals. And this song makes excellent use of that. It kind of, I'd say the Heavy Heavy is mostly kind of roots rock kind of stuff. This one sounds a bit more like a 1960s folk rock kind of thing. And it has that sort of 60s organ sound too. Kind of slightly reminiscent of the Doors, but a lot less heavy. No pun intended, since their name is the Heavy Heavy. Yeah, this one, probably a better comparison, speaking of the Beatles, would be Sgt. Pepper. It sort of sounds a little bit like that, but with more of a Laurel Canyon vibe.
Oh, he's disappeared. The trap, somebody flipped the lever to the trap door.
Oh, what happened? Where'd he go?
Abducted by aliens.
Oh,
He's been abducted. What? That's
you know, it'd be funny. An alien pops out with the milkshake. He'll be like, "Hey, you guys."
there it is.
Okay.
That's the
Sorry,
fastest
guys.
bathroom break I've ever seen.
But I can still do the songs. All right. That's the feeling when you want to say, "Oh no," which, by the way, is the title of the next song by the Decemberists. This is an interesting song. It's a Decemberist song that goes a little beyond 5 minutes. Most of the Decemberist stuff is kind of folk rock. This one is too. But what's interesting, it kind of has a jazz rock and samba element to it, which I think is kind of cool for the Decemberists. I think it expands their catalog a little bit for those who are used to the kind of folky Decemberist sound. Rainbow by Cage the Elephant. This one's got kind of a psychedelic guitar solo that punctuates the chorus. Kind of indie pop otherwise. I think the theme is kind of cool though. More than likely, this is Cage the Elephant's way of supporting LGBTQ people, and I know and love and like quite a few of them. And let's see, the remaining part of the list are songs that begin with the letter W. We Were Never Alive by Brigitte Calls Me Baby. I featured them on the show before. This one kind of sounds like The Cure or The Smiths. Brigitte Calls Me Baby is an interesting group to have gotten to know over this year. Their first song was kind of like a Strokes meets Roy Orbison kind of song, impressively average. Then we had Eddie My Love. Shows a bit more of the Roy Orbison influence in an alt-rock kind of way. And the latest we have of theirs is We Were Never Alive. The Cure and the Smiths, like I said, those are the sounds that come to mind here. Very sort of sparse, post-punk sort of sound. Worthy by Mavis Staples is the last one I'm going to review. Mavis Staples is actually now 84, but she is still kicking it. This one's got a fresh sort of funky sound, kind of like you'd expect from a vintage Mavis Staples song. And this one, a lot of Mavis songs tend to center around like guitar as sort of like a rhythm instrument. This one has a bit more emphasis on brass. Worthy is another song, kind of like the Case the Elephant one, that focuses on marginalized groups. And it kind of, you know, I'm all for stuff like that. You know, being a minority myself in the disability community, I really have a lot of sympathy and respect for people who are marginalized in other ways. And it's great to hear from somebody like Mavis that we're worthy. And on that, I close my review.
Stay tuned tonight at 5 p.m. for a very special taping on this very channel. We are Gregor. Of course, you only get to see it on YouTube after we publish it. But that's tonight too. So we'll see you later,
It is
Spencer.
gonna
All
be a busy
right.
day.